Hello, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome, blessed day. And I tell you, it's become something of a phenomenon. It seems that with everything that's happened with the pandemic and everything like that, that some people have gotten creative and gotten agile and come up with virtual versions of the events they used to hold in person. And I'm telling you, what a great benefit it potentially has for us who plug in with those and take advantage of them. It's interesting. The first person I really heard about doing this and converting over, it kind of came by, I don't know, by accident is the right word, but I got an email and it was from Bob Proctor. And Bob Proctor, he does a number of seminars and so forth. Where early in it was probably March time frame, he gave away his 3 day conference. So you could go and watch his 3 day conference. It's gone now, but at the time you could watch the 3 day conference, and you had replay access to it and so forth. And it was a replay of a conference he had done earlier in the year. Well, it seemed like that opened the floodgates because after that, I know everyone from different food experts put their events online. I know even my church, we had an entrepreneur conference, and that was done virtually. And so I say a lot to say is that number one, what a great benefit. You can actually take advantage of getting so much great information without having to leave your home, without having to travel anywhere. In the comfort of your own home, you can just grow if you plug in and take advantage of these things. So what I want to do is give you 5 tips real quick on how to maximize virtual events. Number one, and they may seem simple to you, but they're not necessarily so easy to do. Block the time. And what I mean by that is that you not only need to put it on your calendar, but make sure that any interruptions, any things that you typically do during that um, virtual event is, you give some notice. Hey, you're not going to be available. You're going to immerse yourself. These things are for you. So you want to get the most time you can. Now, one of the things you may ask is, well, if I don't catch it live, I can catch the replay, so forth and so on. Let me tell you something. Number one, sometimes these virtual events have special offers that are made that are only available during the live event. And if you're watching just the replay, you might miss out on them. But the other thing, and we talked about this yesterday, is the power of spaced repetition. If in fact they do have a replay, you're going to want that replay because that's going to be when you go back to it and you get that information and again and again. And tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about why spaced repetition is so important. I really want you to drill down on that. But number one, block the time. Number two, get rested. Be rested. Some of these events, they're trying to squeeze in a lot of information in a little time, so they go long. So make it a point to not only be block off the time for the event itself, but just like an athlete, you want to give yourself some time on the front end, and at the end of each day, if it's a multiple day thing, go to bed. You may be fired up, but get the rest so that you can come back the next day rested, refreshed, and ready to make some great things happen. Number three, have food on hand. One of the things you may think about is, hey, if I'm doing it from home, if I want to, when they take a break or when they do lunch, I'll head out and hit the nearest fast food place. Don't plan that. Plan to have the food on hand because number one, you don't know how long the breaks are going to be if there are breaks. And number two, sometimes you might run away and get out and get stuck out, and then you come back and you again miss the event. So try to have things on hand in your house so that you're ready and you're flexible as to when the breaks are. The other big reason is because some of these may be in different time zones, and it may not be lunchtime when they take a break, and you want to have food on hand so you can keep yourself refreshed. Hey, Arnold, thanks for joining. Number four, go full out. I mean, immerse yourself. If you need to close your blinds so that you can focus in on what's happening and get distractions out, turn off your phone, but be immersed in it. Treat it as if you are there in person. Have your phone on silence. Don't look at it during the meeting. Be there. Take notes. One of the things we're going to talk about here soon is how, and I'll talk about number five. Number five is you don't want to take notes, and not just to take notes, but you're taking notes because what you're doing is either creating, adjusting, or verifying your DMO. Again, you're either creating, adjusting, or verifying your DMO. And as you've probably heard before, I spoke about DMO is your daily method of operation. As you go through the mastery steps we talked about yesterday, one of those steps is that talks about how success leaves clues, and you want to find out what people are doing that get the results that you want. You're creating your own DMO, your own daily method of operation. So every time you then go into one of these seminars, your whole mindset, and I've gone over 5 minutes, but this is so important. Hang with me. Uh, One of the mindsets is that, hey, Arnold. One of the mindsets you want to have is this is going to fix my DMO. It's going to help my DMO. It's going to either confirm what I'm doing is the right thing to be doing, make some adjustments, or if you don't have one at all, it can help you start creating one. Inbox me if you want to know the top 5 books that are out there that you should be reading. I'm going to let you go. We're a little bit over 5 minutes, but I hope you got value. We'll talk tomorrow. Be blessed.